Welcome back, you sexy zombie mother lovers, to another episode of Wise Ass's Torture Test Against the Materials. We are back in the wonderful world of Navsgain, enjoying ourselves on this beautiful sunny day, standing atop one of our horde bases. In the previous episodes, which I will link down below in the descriptions and the pinned comment, we had been testing the various versions of materials available, sort of torture testing them with pipe bombs, dynamite, two different rocket ammo, the frag and the high explosives. Today's test will be the regular grenades and the contact grenades. Now, the regular grenades and contact grenades really, there's no difference in damage. Um, the contact grenade basically explodes on contact. The regular grenade has a 3-second fuse. So similar to the pipe bomb, you drop it, it takes a second to blow off. Uh, the contact grenade, as soon as you throw it, whatever it hits, it blows up right away. So we will go ahead and give these guys a try. Now, we may not have to test both, so I've got it actually lined up to where I've got each of the row of materials here and then another set over there for the different types of grenades. However, being that they do the same damage each, I think what I may end up doing is testing maybe half and half, because they're going to do the same damage regardless. It just depends on where the contact grenade first makes contact versus where the explosive grenade, the normal grenade lands, and the fuse counts down. So, we can split it up and do half and half and see. So I think what I'm going to do, though, let me test real quick here. Yep, so a right click pulls the pin, left click throws. Whoop, I threw two. That's all right. So yeah, so basically we've got one of each of the material types here. Just a quick overview. Small little box with a bottom. So it's 9 blocks on the bottom, and then the walls are 2 high on each side. And that basically gives us like a little area to throw the grenade into and see what happens. Previous tests, obviously, which I'll link below, the concrete and the steel seem to be the most effective. The grenades, I believe, have less damage power to them. 341. Yeah, the block damage is a little bit more, I believe, than some of the other ones, but we'll see. So we'll go ahead and start here with the frames, and I'm going to try and get this into the middle. And I am going to put this into C91. So it's about 7 to 10 damage. Let's see, in the middle is immediate 10 damage block, which kind of aligns to it. Yep. And then the smaller. So the frames actually held off pretty well. I have a feeling being one of the weaker ones. Let's go to the... Here we go. The cloth, which I think would be just below those frames. And that's to be expected. The cloth, I think, is 5 or something, whereas the frames were, I believe, 100. So pretty much anything above that is just going to be pretty much the same result. And we can run through that here. And again, yeah, you'll see close to about 10 damage. Point of impact was 10. Everything around it pretty much the same. In fact, you know what? I'm going to try the contact grenade here. Same result, about 10 damage with, 5 to 10, 6 to 10. Point of impact being the most. Let's try another contact grenade here. Yeah, it's about the same. this is the metal siding. Yep. Steel, obviously, we know that's going to be pretty much the most robust. Contact grenade here. Yeah, so this is about 5 across the board. I believe the grounds were destroyed from the previous rocket shots. Yeah, it's about the same. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Again, all of the materials with the exception of the cloth seem to fare pretty well. So if you're using grenades in a manner of defense against PvP zombies, you don't really have to worry about too much collateral damage. Obviously, the more structurally sound materials that you go with, things like the concrete, the brick, the metal, the steel, the metal siding, they're going to last a little bit longer. Obviously, overall hit points, but for early game, even if you've got wood, 500 hit points will last. I don't think it's good for a breaching device type thing, but in defense, collateral damage can be minimized. What I want to do now is with this other set I built over here, I want to get the charges and try these. I think because the charges are more of a breaching device, you're going to see a lot different results. Obviously, the block damage is much higher. The explosive damage overall is not that high as things like the rocket and stuff like that. The radius is 1, which means we should see more focused and targeted damage. Let me try. We'll start with the fabric right here. Now, that's interesting. Mainly, I have a feeling that is because of the one block. It's really only impacting the block it lands on. In this case, the fabric does take a little bit more of that explosive damage. Plus, if it landed off to the side or something, it would have been a little bit crooked. But let's go check the wood. Now that's funny. It's literally only impacting like the block it's on and the others. Granted, it's doing about 60 to 70, I'm sorry, 40 to 70-ish damage per block. I'm really surprised that the frames took that damage. I mean, granted, it's not going to be build your entire base out of this if you're going to be worried about PvP raiders, because 1 or 2 of those C4s is going to blow it up. Plus, I mean, let's be honest, if it's PvP, they just walk up and take the blocks away. But let's try the wood now. The wood is, I believe, 500 health. Now that's funny because this, yeah, I mean, it's really only impacting the one that it hits. Let's try this here. Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how that works though, because even with wood, the structure itself can take quite a bit of those. So if somebody is attacking you, clearly these are not going to be used for defense. I don't think like if there's a horde or if there's players attacking you, you're going to lob C4 at them. Let's be honest, because they do stick where they're landed, where they're thrown, and they land. So it's not like you're going to hit an area near a player and hope to blow somebody up or do damage. I mean, if you're going to throw it at somebody and they run away from it, it's not going to impact them. Um, that being said, if trying to breach and attack a base, even one out of wood, it's going to take several of these um, to destroy that wood barricade. Let me check and see. So if we've got a wooden door, yep. And I believe that is because of the door itself is, yeah, it's 250. So if the charge is doing 3,000 with an 800 explosion, it's going to eliminate that door completely. Why it's not damaging these blocks to that extent? Um, I'm not sure on the logic and the mechanics behind that. So, if you've got a room or a base, maybe you've got a pillar that's built up like this, and somebody says, I'm going to destroy the pillar, so they brings a base down. Well, clearly it's going to take them a while. If they're just marching up to your front door, clearly it's going to just let them right in. Let's go and see what these do to the other concrete. Yeah, it's only doing 60 damage there. Surrounding blocks are damaged, but yeah. This would be the brick. Do these multiples in a row here. Yeah, so this did about 75 per block. What is this? The metal? Yep, about the same thing, 75-ish. Steel. Interesting. 40-ish, 45-ish, 20. Yeah, I mean, steel is obviously the most resilient. Let's use the last one on the cobblestone here, although I think I know what's going to happen. Yeah, so clearly C4 is not going to be for a overall destruction defense type thing. Obviously, if you've got a base that you're trying to breach, C4 is probably the easiest way to minimize the collateral damage. So, blow the doors off, or if it's something structural like a wall, say I want to go in here and I want to take off a couple blocks. To try and break into the base type thing. I mean, clearly you can see it's going to take a while to get in, even at the wood level. I mean, even at the standard frame, obviously, again, somebody could just pick them up or blow them up. They're only 100 health. But, I mean, if you're looking to get into bases, POI, stuff like that, C4 is probably beneficial. Obviously, against a player base. Now, keep in mind, there is no land claim block, so the bonuses against block damage and defense do not come into play here. time, what is it, day 61? There we go. But I think as a breaching tool, because it is pinpointed and accurate, and you don't have as much collateral damage on surrounding blocks and areas. If I know I'm in a base and I'm trying to break through a door and just get into that door, into that room, something like that, I can use the charges to breach the door and get in and get my my loot, my items, my whatever, without damaging the surrounding stuff. Versus where if I were firing rockets, throwing grenades, even the dynamite or the pipe bombs, they have the explosive damage to destroy, a chest inside a room if you're trying to breach into it. The loot in a box or something, a crate, it'll all be destroyed. Trying to breach into it with a rocket versus C4. So that is something to kind of keep in mind when you're going that route. But yeah, I think it's definitely a good test. I'm gonna look through. I don't know what other real explosives that we can use to test in this manner. So this may very well be the last in this series video of the explosive tests for the materials. I've got some other ideas for horde-based designs that came through the wire and some stuff I've seen that I want to kind of do my own take on. Um, I think I may end up looking at maybe releasing a couple of those and trying that out. But again, if you are an existing person to the channel and you're back here watching my videos and returning, I appreciate you coming back and showing your love and support. If you're new here, appreciate you being here. Hope you guys learned something. Hope this helped you out. If even a little bit, I had some question about what's going on, the mechanics of the game. Certainly drop me a line. If you followed a Reddit thread, go ahead and post in the comments there, whatever works. Criticisms, critiques, praises, questions, helpful hints, whatever. I'm open to everything. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.